Hello everyone, welcome to Python Application Programming Lecture Series.
In this video, we are going to discuss about tuple assignment, dictionary and tuples, multiple assignment with dictionaries, using tuple as a key in dictionaries, and summary on sequences. Tuple as a unique features of having it at left hand side of the assignment operators. This allow us to assign the values to the multiple variables at a time. So here my variable I name it as x comma y and values are 10 comma 20. So here the x value is 10 and y value is 20. So if you print x, the interpreter will print the 10. So if you print y, the interpreter will print the 20. So let's consider one more example. The best known example of the assignment of tuple is swapping two values. So for example, you take a is equal to 10, 10 we assign to a, and again b is equal to 20, 20 is assigned to b. So here I am going to declare a comma b, it's equal to b comma a. So here b comma a I stored into a. So here a value is equal to b and b value is equal to a. So if you print a comma b, so a comma b is the LHS value. So LHS value stored as a b comma a. If you print a comma b, the Python interpreter will print the 20 and 10. When we have a list of item, they can be extracted and stored into multiple variables. So for example, so let's consider one list, and list variable I name it as ls is equal to hello is my first string and next one is world. So here I am specifying x comma y is equal to ls. So ls is the list variable and this is the tuple LHS. So if you print x, the interpreter will print the hello. If you print y, the Python interpreter will print the world. So here this code is internally means that x is equal to ls 0. So ls of 0. So 0 is the indexing value for hello and y is equal to ls of 1. So 1 indexing value is world. In the above example, the statement a comma b is equal to b comma a is treated by Python as LHS is at a set of variable and RHS is a set of expression. So here the Python is treated LHS as a variable and RHS as a expression. The expression in RHS are evaluated and assigned to the respective variable at LHS. So giving more value than the variables generates the value error. So for example, you take a comma b is the LHS. So a comma b are the variables and values are 10 comma 20 comma 5. So this will throws the error. The error is value error. Too many values to unpack. So here expected packs are 2 because so here specified variables are 2. While doing assignment of the multiple variables, the RHS can be any type of the sequence like list, the string or tuples. The following example extract the username and domain from an email ID. So for example, you take email, this is my variable name, it's equal to sachin@gmail.com. So here I want to extract Sachin and Gmail, domain name is gmail.com. So here I specified the two variable and I name it as username. This is my first variable and second variable I name it as domain. So after that I am using assignment operator. Here I am calling email email dot so here I am using split function. Here I am passing the parameter at. So if you print username, the Python interpreter will print the Sachin. So if you print a domain, the Python interpreter will print the gmail.com. The main function of the split, it converts the Sachin at gmail.com into Sachin and gmail dot com. So here, so this is my first value stored into username, and gmail.com is the second value stored into domain. So if you print username, so interpreter will print the Sachin. If you print domain, the interpreter will print the gmail.com. So this is the use case of the split function. So let's try these things in interpreter. So let's say x comma y, this is my LHS value, and variable I name it as x and y. It's equal to values are, let's say 10 comma 20. So if you print x, the Python interpreter will print the 10. If you print y, the interpreter will print the 20. So here, so let's say a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. So after that, so a comma b, this is my LHS value, it's equal to b comma a. So if you print LHS value a comma b, interpreter will print the 20 and 10. So 20 is the b value and 10 is the a value. So here the variable I name it as a comma b. So after that I am using one assignment operator. The assigned values are b and a. So this is the first position and this is the second position. The first position value is 20 and second position value is 10. So that's what interpreter will print the 20 and 10. So let's consider one list. ls, it's equal to hello world. So after that I am declaring two variables. I name it as x comma y. After that I am assigning the list to my variable. So list I name it as ls. So if you print x, the interpreter will print the first word, first list item. The first list item is hello. And if you print y, the interpreter will print the word. So in tuple, if you want to extract the particular word from the sentence, so we can use the split function. So for example, so let's consider email is my variable name. It's equal to so Sachin at gmail.com. So this is my sentence. So I want to extract Sachin and gmail.com. So if you want to extract the particular word, so we can use the split functions. So here I'm going to specify the two variable. So let's say user name is my first variable and second variable, let's say domain. It's equal to, so after that I'm calling my sentence variable name, so email. After that I'm going to invoke the function is split function. Split of, so here I am passing the parameter. So here I want to extract the Sachin and Gmail. So I want to convert these sentences into list into word format. So here I am going to identify this first. So after that I want to split the Sachin on separate value and Gmail is the separate value. So that's what I am passing the parameter at here at at so if you print username, the Python interpreter will print the Sachin. If you print the domain, the interpreter will print the gmail.com. So this is the use case of the split function. So it split the Sachin at Gmail into two word format. So the first word is Sachin and second one is gmail.com. So this is the reference point. Now we will look into dictionaries and tuples. So dictionaries have a method called item that returns a list of where each tuple is a key and value pairs. So let's consider an example. So this is my dictionary name. I name it as D is equal to A colon 10. So this is the key and value pair is 10. The next set value is B colon 1 and next one is C colon 22. So here A, B and C are the keys, 10, 1 and 22 are the value pairs. So here I am going to convert this dictionary into list of tuples. So here let's say t is my variable name is equal to list of. So here I am passing the parameter. So D is my dictionary name D dot I invoke the built-in method items. So if you print T, the Python interpreter will print the print the tuple set of list of tuples. So list of tuples are b comma 1 a comma 10 and c comma 22. Just you observe here. So this is the first tuple, this is the second one, this is the third one. So entire tuple is enclosed with the square bracket. So this is the use case of the item method. So on dictionary may not display the content in an order. So we can use the sort on the list and then print in required order. So here the tuple list is in not order. So if you want to order tuple list, so we can use the sort function. So let's consider dictionary D is equal to a colon 10, b colon 1 and c colon 22. So here I am going to convert dictionaries into list of tuples. Let's say t is my variable is equal to list of d dot item. If you print this, this is the printed value. So b comma 1 a comma 10 and c comma 22. This is the these are the list of tuples. So if you want this list in order format, so we can use the sort function. So here I am calling the list name t list variable name t dot. So here I am invoke the method sort. So if you print this, the Python interpreter will sorted the list. So sorted output is a, b and c. So a respective value pair 10, b respective value 1 and c respective value is 22. We can combine the method items, tuple assignment and a for loop to get a pattern for the traversing dictionaries. So for example, let's consider D is equal to, so this is my dictionary variable name D is equal to these are my dictionary items. So here the keys are Tom and value pair is 1292 and next set value key is Jerry and value pair is 3501 and next one is Donald and value pair is 8913. Here Tom, Jerry and dictionary are the keys 1292, 3501 and 8913 are the value pairs. So here I am declaring one loop. So for loop and loop variables are, I name it as key comma val value. So after that I am using in list of d dot item, d dot item. So this is convert the dictionaries into list of tuples. So if you print value and key, the Python interpreter will print the value first, 1292 Tom, and next iteration is going to print 3501 Jerry, and next iteration is going to print 8913 and Donald. So in this loop as a 2 iteration variable, because item returns a list of tuples and keys, the value is a tuple assigned that successively iterates through each of the key value pairs in the dictionary. For each iteration through the loop, both key and values are advanced to the next key value pairs in the dictionary in hash order. Once we get a key value pairs, we can create a list of the tuple and sorted them. So this is my dictionary, and dictionary items are Tom, Jerry and Donald are the key, 9291, 3501 and 8913 are the value pairs. So here I created one empty list. So and empty list I name it as ls is equal to list. So here I declared one loop for, and loop variables are key comma value in d dot items. So d dot items. So after that I am going to update the empty list. So here I am calling the list ls. Ls is my list variable name. So here I am using append function. So here I am passing the passing the loop variable name value comma key. Just to observe the inner parenthesis. So here passing keywords are value and keys. So if you print the list, the Python interpreter will print the list values. So after that, so I am going to sort the list. I am going to sort the list by using sort function. So here I am calling the list name ls. So after that I invoke the sort function. So within the parenthesis I am going to pass the reverse is equal to true. So at the end I am going to print the list of sorted tuples ls. So here, if you run this code, the Python interpreter will print the tuples, set of tuples. So it will print 9291 Tom, and next set of tuple is 3501 and Jerry. So this is the value and this is the key, and next set is 8913 and Donald. So this is the unordered. This is the unordered list of tuples. So if you want to order format, so we can use the sort function. So this instruction is sorted the list of tuples into order format. So here order format is descending order. So here the values are 9291 and Tom. The next value is 8913 Donald, and next one is 3501 and Jerry. So in the above program, so we are extracting the key value pairs from the dictionary and appending it to the list ls. While appending, we are putting inner parentheses to make sure that each pair is treated as a tuple. Then we are sorting the list in the descending order. The sorted would happen based on the telephone number or values, but not on name key, as the first element in the tuple is telephone number or value VAL. Now we will apply the knowledge gained about strings, tuple, list and dictionaries till here to solve a problems, to write a program to find the most commonly used word in a text. The logic of the program is, so first we have to open the file. The next is take a loop to iterate through every line of a file. So this is the second step. The next step is remove all the punctuation mark and convert alphabets into lowercase. The next step is take a loop and iterate over every word in a line. If if the word is not there in a dictionary, is treat that word as a key and initialize its value as a 1. If that word already there in dictionary, is increment the values. Once all the lines in the file are iterated, you will have a dictionary containing distinct words and their frequencies. Now take the list and append each key values or word frequency pair into it. So at the end, sort the list in descending order and display only the 10 or any number of elements from the list to get most frequency word. And this is the Python code. This is the Python code will gives the most commonly used word. So just you run the above program on any text file of your choice and observe the output. So this code will gives the most commonly used word. So for example, so let's consider, so this is my text file. This is my text file. So I name it as CEC CET does text. So text content is, so hello, how are you, and again I'm using how about you, So this is my text contents. Hello, how are you, and how about you. So if you run this code, the most commonly used word is how here. So the occurrence is 2 times. So if you run this code, if you open this file, the output is how. The how is most commonly used word in my file. As tuple and dictionaries are hashable, when we want a dictionary content composite keys, we will use the tuple. For example, we may need to create a telephone directory where the name of a person is first name and last name pairs and value is the telephone number. Our job is to assign the telephone number to these keys. So let's consider program to do this task. So for example, so this is my name, tuple variable name. So here the names are Tom, Tom cat and Jerry mouse and Donald and duck. So numbers are 3561, 4014 and 3813. So I want to assign 35612 to Tom and cat, 4014 to Jerry and mouse and 8913 to Donald and duck. So this is the tuple. So data type is tuple. Here the number data type is list. So after that I'm going to create one empty dictionary. I name it as tell dir and curly braces. So this will open the empty dictionary. So here I am declaring one loop for, and loop variable I name it as I in range. Here I am using generic function and numbers. So this will count the items, total number of items. So this is the use case of the len function. So after that, here I am calling empty dictionary tell dir name of I, names of I is equal to number of i's, So after that again I declared one more loop for, and I name it as fn and fn variable I name it as fn and ln in tell dir. So at the end I am going to print fn and len of tell dir fn comma ln. So if you run this code, the Python interpreter will print the tomcat with number. So number is 3561, and next iteration it's going to print Jerry and mouse with number. Number is 4014. So in the third iteration, it's going to print Donald and Duck and respective number. Number is 9819. Now we will look into summary of the sequences. Sequences are strings like list and tuples. Till now we have discussed different types of sequences, sequence wise strings, list and tuples. In many situations these sequences can be used interchangeably. Still, due to their difference in the behavior and ability, we may need to understand the pros and cons of each of them, and then to decide which one to use in the program. So here are the few key points. So strings are more limited compared to other sequence like list and tuples because the element in the strings must be character only. Moreover, strings are immutable. Hence, if we need to modify the character in the sequence, it is better to go for the list of the character than strings. The next key point is, as a list are mutable, they are most common compared to tuple, but in some situation as tuple are preferable. When we have a return statement from the function, it is better to use the tuple rather than list. When a dictionary key must be a sequence of elements, then we must use the immutable type strings and tuples. So when a sequence of element is being passed to a function as an argument, the usage of the tuple reduces unexpected behavior due to aliasing. The next point is, as a tuple are immutable, the method like sort and reverse can't be applied on them, but the Python provides a built-in function sorted and reversed, so which will take the sequence as an argument and returns a new sequence with modified results. So we know that Python data structures are list, tuple, set and dictionaries. List and tuples are the ordered data structure. Set and dictionaries are the unordered data structure. So here list, set and dictionaries are the mutable and tuples are the immutable. So if you want to construct the list, so we construct the list by using square bracket or using keyword. The keyword is list. So if you want to construct the tuple, so we are using round bracket or normal bracket or using keyword. The keyword is tuple, tuple and parenthesis. So here set we constructed using curly braces with star or using keyword. So here keyword is set. So dictionaries we constructed using curly braces or keywords. The keyword is dict and parenthesis. One can use the curly braces to define a set like this. So just you open the curly braces 1 comma 2 comma 3. However, if you leave the curly braces empty like this, the Python will instead create an empty dictionary. So to create a empty set, use the set and parenthesis. A dictionary itself is immutable, but each of its individual key must be immutable.
These are some references. Thank you.